Hello guys. So I wanted to talk to you today about or share with you today the next part or a couple tools that I picked up along my journey. In my last video I was talking about my wake-up call, the breaking down and stuff. And as I was put on the medication after that night in 2015, my doctor suggested that I start going to therapy. The conventional therapy, he explained to me, has two types. The deep therapy, where you go back into your childhood basically and just go through the moments that could have affected your life. Or there's a different type of therapy. I'm not really sure what it's called in English. I guess it's kind of a behavioral therapy, because it concentrates on your current life and the things that are happening in your current life and how you can change that. So what do I think about conventional therapy? I definitely think that doing conventional therapy is better than not doing anything. Now here in Germany where I live, the choice is easy, because if your doctor says you should do therapy, then the health insurance takes care of it, so I don't have to pay for it privately. Now, in other countries you may have to pay for it privately, and if that's the case, I do suggest that you look into alternatives, because there's so much available out there that could work much better for you than the conventional therapy. It has its place, and it did help me a little bit to deal with my struggles after I broke down. So the first thing where I found the help is I came there with panic attacks, and he explained to me, and it's just for those of you who maybe are dealing with panic attacks or know somebody who is dealing with it, when you experience the first panic attack, it's very easy to slide into a cycle where you start feeling panic because you think you might get a panic attack. So it's like a cycle. You have fear of getting a panic attack, and that creates a panic attack. So it's a vicious cycle. And that is definitely that my therapist helped me see and understand. And then I started to look for the tools to deal with it. And one of the things that he suggested to me was because I was working full time, mom of 2 kids, married, dog, everything, busy life. He said it's very important to find something to balance out your life. And for us parents, or for many parents, it starts with just taking your time for yourself. My idea was always, I can't take any time for myself. I'm already working 40 hours a week, and I have 2 kids, and they don't see me that often, and it's not fair to take that time away from them again. And so he really helped me see the value in taking that time for yourself. It's so logical and simple, but unless somebody points that out to you, you sometimes don't think about it. The point, the reason that I broke down was because I didn't take any time for myself. And what happened is, after my breakdown, I wasn't available for my family at all. For 4 weeks, I was just like a vegetable, just basically laying on a couch, sleeping 4 weeks, like a bear. But so he suggested to me that I start doing sports. And me, someone who never liked to work out and never liked to do sports, that was a challenge. But I thought I'm willing to try anything because I didn't want to feel the way I felt, so I was willing to try anything. So I went ahead and joined a gym and started going there regularly. And that was when a switch kind of went off, because I started seeing how it was helping me physically and emotionally. My back pain disappeared. I started, I guess by going through some of the courses that I was doing, for instance, at the gym, you get yourself to the point where your heart kind of starts to race, and that's a very familiar feeling to the panic attack. So when you have a panic attack, your heart races. So when you go to the gym, you kind of train that. You start feeling the heart racing, and you start teaching your body that that's nothing to be afraid of. That's something to accept, to deal. And there was many times that I was in a course or on a cross trainer going hard, and I would get a panic attack in the middle of it, and it was just pushing myself through that and keep going to that and keep practicing, keep finding the way to deal with that. One of the ways to deal with that during sport that I learned from my therapist was breathing through your belly. Basically, as you breathe in, you feel your belly, not your lungs just, but you pay attention to feel your belly. And I think by thinking actively about how you breathe, you took away that thought of fear for a moment, and that interrupted the panic attack. So that's definitely a very valid point that I learned there. Another thing that was incredible is our gym offered yoga every Sunday morning, and I started going to yoga, and I discovered something that I still enjoy very much. Yoga is something that you can use for your body as well as for your head, and I do that a short yoga practice as often as I can in the evenings and stuff. And so that's definitely something that I can also suggest to anyone who wants to try. Our teacher was really good, so she taught us how to relax and really get in with yourself, and just find that center within you, find that calmness within you. But if you're not into yoga, but your experience is anxiety and trying to find a balance, I definitely think that doing some sort of sport or or maybe you're into dancing. I love dancing. At that time I also started taking up some salsa dancing, and it's anything that you start and you find fun in it. And I have to say, since that time I really enjoy going to the gym, because my mind just kind of accepted that as a way to help myself and to save myself, so to say. And so that's definitely that I continue doing, because I know that it helps. So those are a few things that I wanted to share with you. And if you have any questions or want to know more about anything, just DM me and we can talk about it. I'll be back with another tip very soon.